Someone who is very wise said that when the opportunity has come, it will only be seized by people who are ready for it. Hello, my family, my friends right there. Thank you one more time. Thank you for watching the videos all through and through. I get the comments, I get the feedback. Yeah, keep it flowing. This family, dig out your uniqueness. It's our thing. We are growing together, making sure we are moving from one level to another. We are climbing ladders, until we live in the fullness of our creation. God created us with the reason in mind, with the purpose in mind. And I know that indeed we must shine and shine indeed. Yeah, recently I have been thinking more about my past phases. I think on this channel I have said this several times, that life is lived in different seasons. Life is lived in phases. That's what I learned. And when I learned it, I really appreciated, because if you don't understand the season you're in and you want to jump in other people's seasons, you miss out the whole point. Yeah, so I have been remembering the different seasons of my life, and the most interesting one was that season when I was still young and I was 10 years and I wrote a letter. That one is always my story. A love letter to a boy, and my mother got my letter, and of course Chiboko. Yeah, so that was my season. And now Tara, my daughter, made 10 years. So I keep wondering, so when I was 10 years, I used it to know this and this and this and this. So now that my daughter is 10 years, does she know what I used it to know? Does she even know a little more? Because I was in the village, here she is in Kampala. So I find myself saying, God, have mercy, and give me the grace to parent. So I look at my girl who is 10 years and I'm like, so do you mean I was this young when I was 10 years? But again, how did I become bold to write a love letter that was articulate and full of love? Anyway, thank God that phase ended. And I went to high school. While in high school, because of the other chiboko I had after writing the letter 10 years, I never wanted any boy near me. So go away, go away, go. Yeah, but different phases indeed. I remember in high school, there is a time. Sometimes we think as elders that children have no any choice. For example, me, when I was in high school, all my time in the evening preps, I was sleeping. But of course, it's a rule, it's a regulation, you must go to prep. Yet, even until today, if I wake up at 4, I can wake up at 4, I pray, I do my things I want to do, and I stay awake the whole day without any issue. But when I am sleepy, by 8, by 9, and I want to sleep, I surely want to sleep. So I remember they forced me to go to prep. Indeed, I was there. But all I did was make noise with my friend. We shouted. We made noise until prep would be done and we go. If I'm not jazzing, then I am sleeping. I call that suffering, but yeah, that was a school regulation. I had nothing to do. You have to live within your season. You can't say, I want to sleep now and then, because you can never know even who works better by night or by morning. Yeah, that phase finally ended. I went to campus. I finished campus. And recently, I was driving. Hallelujah. To those people who haven't started driving, because you are the ones who really feel like there is a lot of big vibe around driving. And that day, the car I was driving was bigger than me indeed. You know those cars where you have to first hold up and try to... Yeah. And I remember a student looked at me when I was coming out. He kept on saying, until I finally reached where he was. It was actually drizzling. I was going to pay the parking charge, the parking fee. And he was so inquisitive. He saw me. I was paying 7,000 Ugandan shillings. And he was whispering to the friend. But the whispers were not very successful. I was able to grasp their jazz. And the little boy, not actually as little, because he was at campus, he was saying, how do people manage to drive such big cars? And he went ahead to say, how can you pay all this money that it is just for parking? He was bold. He asked me, so how long have you been here? I said around 4 hours. And he was like, 4 hours, you pay all the 7K? I think 7K, he's looking at his breakfast for the whole week and he can't even believe it, how I am wasting it on just parking. And from that time, I kept on wondering and appreciating the life that we live in phases. Because as I speak right now, I can remember vividly. It's like yesterday when I was going to school. And anyway, thank God, everyone at that school was not taking accompaniments. You just have your porridge, you drink it without nothing, not even a banana, not even nuts, not even anything to have with your whatever you're drinking. And I remember when I was going to that school, they gave me 500 Ugandan shillings. So when I heard these people saying, Banange, remember this one has even moved miles, he's now at campus, but he's still thinking, 7K is too much. But it calmed me down to appreciate that we live this life in different times and seasons, but there are great lessons that we must take at heart if we are going to flourish in this life, knowing that there are different seasons and phases of life. If we appreciate it, our living in this world will be different. The lessons I have learned from this word of life is lived in phases. Number one is that you must understand the season you're in, understand the phase you are in. For example, if you are a Nakawere, if you are a new mother, your life is totally different. You can't be like these mothers whose children are maybe 10, maybe 20. You can never be the same. Because for you, you have to make sure the baby is sleeping. Actually, Nakawere, if I can remember very well as a mother of 3, I remember you don't have enough time to sleep. So you must know it is my season of being awake until late. You sleep like 2 hours, the baby is up, but all the same, it's your season, it's temporary, enjoy it without complaining. If you are a student, no, it is your phase, it is your time. I remember when I wanted 20K. You remember, like for me, I'm saying you remember as if you were there. My parents were paying for the 3 of us at campus. And they are not those other, they are called official work. There was a word in the COVID. They use it to say essential workers. Teachers, they are teachers. And you can imagine by the time they paid for the 3 of us, that tuition at campus, it was too much. So I remember one time, it's like I had many problems, but those many problems would be solved by, say, 20,000. And I remember they had just paid tuition. I had no one, maybe I will call my uncle, I will call my cousin, I will call my sister. Those things were not there. So I remember sitting in my room. I couldn't even concentrate. I was wondering, how do I get that 20,000? Until I actually lied. Sorry, I lied. I know some people there, you're laughing at me, but you also lied in one way or another. Because you are a student, you don't know what else to do, but you end up lying. But I'm not telling you students over there to lie. Sometimes you will remember that I am a student, I have to live within my means until I finish campus, then I do what I want. I will never forget how I ate rice, posho, peanuts. It was too much that when I finished campus, I never wanted to touch rice, to touch posho, to see peanuts. Even I was cooking them badly. So it was that season, it was messy, but finally I overcame that season. If I want something to eat, hey, I can pay for it. Even that big money that you can't even think about. For as long as there is food I like and I can pay for it, I will pay for it. Because I remember the other season. Number 2 that you should remember as we think about life being lived in seasons is that you need patience. Especially if you are moving from one phase of life to another. For example, right now I am at my phase. Like I'm not very poor, but there is a certain level I want. I know it very well. I can describe it for you on a paper. That life, I know it very well. But between here and there where I want, I need patience. And I hope there is someone there who also can really resonate with me. You know what you want, you know what it takes to go there, but you don't have what it takes to go there yet. Patience. Patience. Even as a student, you know you deserve a better life, you know you deserve better food, you know you deserve better clothes, you know the style you want, you know what you don't want, but be patient as you cross to the next level. And then number 3, as you wait for another level in that patience, know your worth. Know your worth, friends. For us who are working, someone will water down your ideas and you will feel like, why am I like this? You feel as if you don't have enough importance in this world, yet you are really valuable, yet you are really a strong person, yet you can add a lot of value to your family, to your church, to the nation, but just because your time hasn't come, people will water you down. But for as long as you know your worth, for as long as you know your worth as a mother, as a wife to that man, you know when marriage is hard and someone can tell you a word, you wonder, where has this man got this word from? Where has this my in-law got this word from? If you are married maybe in a richer family that is richer than your background, where you're coming from, and maybe you haven't worked much to get that money and what else you need, they can water you down, they push you to the corner, they press you together. You feel like, I think all my values are done, are gone. But I want to encourage you. Life is lived in phases. If you are still waiting for your promotion, always remember your worth. And as a student, please remember your worth. Remember that now you want exams passed, but later in life you're going to work. You will be an influence everywhere. How about that man who is just enticing you for 2 marks, for 5 marks, you sleep with him, then all your life you are tortured by the feeling of, why did I give in just for marks? If it is a retake, do it. Do it. And wait for the right time when you will graduate. Even if you miss the time of graduation. I know students, you don't want to listen to that. But there is more life to live even when you have finished campus. Don't be there selling yourself just because you want chips, you want commando. Why? Know your worth and you'll be able to protect yourself and enjoy yourself and release yourself from the future embarrassments. And number 4, prepare for the opportunity. Someone who is very wise said that when the opportunity has come, it will only be seized by people who are ready for it. When the door opens, the people who are ready will enter. If you're not ready, you're not there, you're not positioned properly, you will miss it. So for the next phase of your life, please prepare. Are you supposed to be going for the next course? Is there any skilling that you have to take on? Please make sure you're ready, make sure you're prepared, such that when the opportunity knocks like this, you're ready to move in. I usually see people who want connections. It's like you want this rich man to connect you, but when you're talking to him, does he see value? Or he's talking to you, but he's looking at a man who will enter someone's company and steal the funds there. So before you know it, you'll keep asking, have you seen any chance for me there? Is there any opportunity? And they will say no, because they don't see the values that you want to take on to the other organization. So please make sure you're prepared. Make sure when the opportunity comes, you're ready to seize it. At least keep trying. And especially to the students, if you're watching me and you are a student, please make sure you study with all your heart. Recently, I bumped into someone's testimony. We used it to hear stories of, I suffered, I never had school fees, I dropped out of school because I was an orphan, etc., etc. But this one, he had all the money. He was actually going to the government sponsorship, but the parents could manage to pay for him. So they were paying for him. So he studied for the first year. This man got 20 points even by the time he joined campus. But he didn't finish campus just because he saw this, ran for it, saw the other, ran for it, then was buried into alcohol. He drank until he could no longer know that there is lectures, there is a classroom, there is anything, until he left campus with nothing, even when resources were there. So make sure you use your resources very, very well. Thank you so much for watching until the end. I am blessed that you are following through, and please comment. If there is something that you have learned from your past phases and you wish other people can know about it, please let us know what you learned in your past phases, such that everyone who reads can do better. Thank you for watching until the end. See you until next time.